Hey guys, it's Richard, the Aficionado channel and Reefs.com, and we're here in Reef Palooza, Orlando 2019. I'm here with none other than Julian Sprung of Two Little Fishies. And what people don't know is that he's been a water sponsor of this amazing show. Julian, tell me about the water that we use here.
Yes, that is Accuracy natural seawater.
Okay.
That is harvested in the Miami area from a place where the ocean water comes in, and it is just like reef water. It actually passes over coral reefs as it comes to the place where it's collected. And as soon as we receive it at Two Little Fishies, we filter it. We filter it down to about 5 microns mechanically, and then we filter it through an ultraviolet sterilizer.
Yeah.
The reason we do that is to avoid introducing any pathogens.
Right.
You know, natural seawater, the main benefit of it is that its chemistry is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, it's balanced, it's just right.
Good for a show like this so that they don't shock anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Obviously, the coral reefs love that water. It's what makes them grow. And, you know, when hobbyists use it, they can see the difference in their tank. And in a show like this, basically sterile, purified water that's chemically perfect is ideal, consistent for all the coral fraggers to be able to show their corals and not worry that there's something off.
Gotcha.
You know? When we do a show like this, we fill up big 275-gallon totes as well as our little 4.4-gallon jugs.
Gotcha. What made you sponsor a show for it for so long?
Exhibitors here who use our water have complimented us on it, and so that's been really gratifying. We started initially, Lou and Victor, who founded Reef Palooza, they asked us would we be willing to do it, and we felt sure. We wanted to support a new show. We were an exhibitor at the first show, and it was really very popular. They do a good job of promotion and getting the word out to bring people here. So we thought it would be a good venue to expose people to see our product. And then, you know, as a sponsor, we want to, you know, support what Lou and Victor are doing here. As you can see, it's been really successful.
Did you ever think that it was going to get this big?
I really didn't imagine that it would become this popular, but I'm glad that it has.
Now, you since then, you also released your own salt as well, artificial salt. Can you tell me a little bit about these?
Yes, Accuracy 1 synthetic seawater mix is my own formula, and we do make it at Two Little Fishies. You know, to begin with, on the formula, we are targeting natural seawater parameters just like Accuracy natural seawater. You know, the two are compatible in that sense. They have the same ratios of the major minor components.
Gotcha.
In addition to that, I chose highly purified ingredients. So we use USP salt, the sodium chloride, which is the main ingredient in any synthetic seawater mix. And that way you don't, when you mix up a batch, you don't end up with residual stuff on the bottom that won't dissolve.
Gotcha.
We made it an anhydrous mix. That means that we're using magnesium, calcium, and strontium in anhydrous form. It doesn't have water in the crystal, or extremely low levels of water in the crystal. So I started with a very pure mix. Then I had the concept that synthetic seawater mix has what I considered for years a flaw in the packaging design. You know, putting it in a bucket or putting it in a big bag that you open multiple times, and that you scoop from, you run the risk, both problems, that you're not getting perhaps a homogeneous or you don't get the same solution. Each scoop you take may not be exactly the same as the rest. And the exposure to air, you bring in humidity, and it causes the salt to cake up. So, and that creates some reactions that affect the chemistry of the water.
You talked about just now. You just talked about how when it cakes up, it affects the chemistry. How does it affect the chemistry?
Yeah, you get, for example, when you mix synthetic seawater, you want to add fresh water to your mixing vat first, exactly, and then add the salt with water stirring. You don't want to put the salt and then add water on top of it, because when those components are super concentrated, you will get precipitation. You'll get calcium carbonate will fall out, magnesium carbonate will fall out. That's why you can't just dry seawater and then reconstitute it.
Yeah.
For the same reason, if you partially hydrate a concentrated dry mix, you will get some reactions like that. And that's what happens, as it cakes. That water gets in there. That caking is also something that happens just to sodium chloride.
Yeah.
As it gets exposed to humidity, it'll block up, but that's a sign also that the humidity's gotten in there and it can react with the other major components in the salt.
What different sizes that you have? I noticed that you have multiple sizes of the salt.
Yes, well, we offer 2 different box sizes. This is the 50-gallon box.
Okay.
And the 50-gallon box has 10 bags in it, each for making 5 gallons.
Okay.
The idea there is that a lot of people have a 20-gallon tank and they might do a 5-gallon water change.
Absolutely.
And if their tank's a little bit bigger and they need to do 10 gallons, all they need is 2 5-gallon buckets. It's really easy to mix that up.
Right.
I think for me, for most of my smaller aquariums, that's all I do is a 5 or a 10-gallon water change. The larger size we offer is 200 gallons, and it has 4 bags each of 50 gallons.
Gotcha.
My goal there is for the hobbyists using that, hopefully they would have a mixing vat of at least 50 gallons in size. Many people have a 100-gallon mixing vat, so they use 2 bags.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gotcha.
We don't really want to be opening a bag and only using part of it and closing it. You can do that, of course, but then you're defeating my goal of having you use the entire mix, which is a mix that we have. Well, not only avoid the cake, but you make sure you have the same mix each time.
Gotcha.
We homogeneously blend it, and then we carefully pack it, weigh it, so you have exactly the same in each package.
Gotcha. Can you tell me a little bit about this product?
Yes, so Phosban L, it's a liquid. The active component in it is lanthanum chloride. There are other lanthanum chloride products out there on the market. We have been for many years marketing a granular iron-based phosphate adsorbent.
Right.
As an alternative, you can use lanthanum chloride because it has a really high capacity to precipitate phosphate when you have it at a high level.
Right.
The granular ferric oxide products are efficient at absorbing phosphate, but if your level of phosphate is super high, they become saturated.
Right.
And that's super expensive. If you have to replace that every month, or more often, it's just not affordable.
Right.
So the benefit of the lanthanum is it's able to deal with a high phosphate level, get it low enough where it makes sense to use the GFO.
Gotcha.
And it does so really quickly.
Yeah.
The only caveat is that when you use lanthanum chloride, or there's caveats, it needs to be added drip-wise by drops. And you need to have a filter sock. I know you know that because you had a personal experience.
Right.
The lanthanum chloride, when it hits seawater that has a phosphate level in it, it precipitates. It forms like a white cloud.
Yeah.
And that can irritate fish's gills. It can kill them.
Yeah.
You need a filter sock with about 10 microns or less to capture that, and that will make it safe to dose this in the tank.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Julian, thank you so much for having me. I hope you have a wonderful show.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with your new salt, new product, and I look forward to much more innovation from you.
Yep. Thank you. We've got some new products coming this year. I look forward to introducing them. I don't have them here, but they will be introduced soon.
All right, sir. Have a good show.
And I look forward to seeing you too.
Yes, sir.
Be nice.
Right.
But it could.
And then Greg always does this.
Greg does this. Yeah, I had another interview earlier, and it was the same.
It's like a booming voice. Like boom, boom, boom.
Get your parking validated. Out in the show lobby here, we have a desk where you can have your parking.
He's gonna come on my Jacket 10 bloopers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.